Okay, we're back outside. I'm actually getting ready to go to a podcast interview that I'm super excited about. Allow Yourself Grace podcast. And so I'm going to take you along. I was deciding between get glammed or promo. And we went for promo because I have an event coming up. So boom, ask me about the selfish experience is what it's all about. So I'm definitely going to be talking about that. Super excited. So let's bounce. Checking sound and stuff.
Yes. Checking angles. Okay, look, I got to go up on here.
Yeah. I've always been the one in the pictures coming down. Like, don't cut my head off. No, like that's a bad habit that I created was to come down versus adjust your camera so I'm in there.
Right. Pull it up.
No, we didn't show everything good. Okay, so that's good. That's good. The lights are good. Everybody want to do a sound check real quick?
All right.
Sound check.
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 Mic check.
Mic check. This is your camera right here.
Here.
So whenever you're making a point.
Okay.
Okay. So mic check yours.
Mic check.
Okay, you good.
All right. Mic check. Mic check.
We press over just a tad bit. Like right here. All right. All right, we going live.
Right.
In 3 and 1.
What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. And we're in season 3, guys. I'm super excited about it. I have a guest. Yay.
Yay.
I love when I have guests. This is someone that I've been watching for a while on social media. And I've been kind of like, oh my God, I love what she's doing. I love her brand. I love the purpose behind her brand. And I'm just super excited for her to share. I'm going to let her kind of introduce herself and tell you guys a little bit more about who she is and what she does.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. Yay, we finally get together.
Yes,
I'm super excited to
finally.
be here and glad that you reached out. I love that. My name is Lora Rosemon. I am a self-proclaimed affirmation coach. And after losing my sister is how I got into claiming myself an affirmation coach and creating Jolie Ide, which stands for Beautiful Mind in Louisiana Creole. No, I don't speak Creole. Okay, so don't ask me anything, but I did ask my uncle and I was like, how do you say it? Because I want to, put kind of like the family within what I'm doing. And so it means beautiful mind. And my sister was diagnosed bipolar disorder in her adult years, and we didn't know what that meant. And ultimately, she ended up committing suicide after, with the side effects and things like that.
Right.
And my family went through this crazy transition of loss, grief, and not really even understanding what just happened to us because we never really talked about mental health. And so my healing journey helped me create Jolie Ide, Beautiful Mind, to help empower women on their self-love and self-worth journey. I feel like I'm talking to my sister every day to kind of build her up. And so anyone out there that could possibly receive anything from my message, that's why I do what I do.
I love it. I love it because I think a lot of times we definitely don't know the signs and we don't know how to handle these things. We think we do. We think we're following whatever the doctor's telling us to do, but at the same time, we really don't know. And sometimes things can go unseen and unnoticed. So I'm so glad that you're sharing your story because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can relate to not knowing, right? So let's talk about the brand, though. Let's talk about the brand and the vision for the brand. So what's your vision and where are we going currently with the brand?
Okay, so we are in a space of having monthly link ups. I've done this before. But we're taking it to the next level of being more intentional with conversation, more intentional with speaking life over our life. And so I like to host monthly gatherings, intimate gatherings that bring like-minded women, not yes women that agree with everything you say, but that challenge you to be your best self, right? Together, and we converse about uplifting ourselves. And that's really what it is. I think a lot of people ask me, so what are you doing and what kind of event is it? And I'm like, you really have to show up for yourself because it's the energy, it's the vibe. And sometimes we don't realize we're always in a go, go, go motion. We're always in goal setting and strategic and business and success that sometimes we forget to take care of our own mental and spiritual wellness. And that can be as simple as having cocktails, conversations, relaxing, breathing, and enjoying good energy, good conversation.
Right. No, that's definitely good, because you're right. We do get busy. We forget about ourselves. And so I like the word experience, because it's like you said, when you come, you really don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
You never know. The experience can be different each time. So I love that. I was looking at your page, and I saw that you have like some affirmation cards. I love affirmation cards.
Yeah.
So tell me about those. Are those used during the experience? Or are they just available for purchase? Where can,
Yeah, both. So I created these affirmation cards. Like I said, after losing my sister, I did not realize the voice in my head was keeping me stuck.
Wow.
I did not realize what I was telling myself was keeping me stuck. And one of the phrases that I remember was, I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am anymore. So I began to recite this, and this is hindsight. I began to recite this, and I was like, I don't know who I am anymore. Therefore, I started walking around as if I was lost. A lot of people were able to influence me. A lot of people were able to do what they wanted, if you'll say. You know what I'm saying? Because I was vulnerable, and I was looking and seeking for, love, attention, support, encouragement. And so I was really like a lost puppy. Not even realizing it. Smiling, still my happy-go-lucky self on the outside, but deep down inside, I was really, really lost. And so I had a aha moment that woke me up to say, what am I telling myself? What am I telling myself? I'm lost? No. And so I had to learn to kind of build myself up once I realized that the power of our words and the things that we tell ourselves is truly how you either can make or break yourself.
Very true.
Okay.
Very, very true. No, self-talk, positive self-talk is needed. And those affirmation cards just give you that boost that you need. Like, hey, let me pick one out today. And so definitely, guys, go to her page and check those out. We're going to talk social media. We're going to have her social media up on the screen so you guys can go over and check those cards out, because I've been wondering, I'm like, I want to really check them out just to see what they are, because I love stuff like that.
I have a couple of different sets. Just real quick to slide in. I do just to slide in. So one set is called Selfish, and it's broken up in 4 different categories: self-love, self-worth, self-discovery, self-ish. So that is all about women empowerment. Like, what part of you don't know what you're going to get to empower that day when you pull. And so the second one is, you mentioned, do we do different things at the event, or what do we do at the event? It's called Selfish Daily Conversation Starters. So on one side is an affirmation. On the other side is a positive, uplifting, encouraging, or fun question to start the conversation. So you can do it by yourself. You can do it as a journal prompt, or you can have a girls' night out, girls' day in, or if your conversation is sometimes you get lost in right, and you need to uplift that. You know what? Let's pull a card real quick, because we're going left right now, right?
To get it started and to stay on the positive way,
right?
Because it's easy. It's easy to get off
track. Let me tell you,
especially if you get a lot of women together, it's very easy to get off track. So no, I love that you took time to really think through that and break those down.
Yes,
I would have never thought of that. I love that. I love dealing with people who are creative, because it just gives you ideas and it really gets you thinking. I love that. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was the importance of self-care. How important do you think that is for women, but also just for people in general?
Let me tell you, my whole healing journey, had I understood the power of self-care, I know, which is why I do what I do. I know my healing journey would have shortened. Instead, I went into go mode, trying to hide that. Like, I want to help everyone. I want to share my story. I want to heal. Now, mind you, I believe that it did help me. It was a different route of healing. But had I taken time to say, today, let me figure out and see what form of meditation works for me. Let me sit and take the time to see what form of relaxation works for me, to clear my mind, to get my mind right. I didn't think of any of that. The only thing that I knew was to exercise. Because right before my sister had passed, she had me sign up for this this very expensive, very nice Lifetime Fitness. I know you've heard of it. Yes. And so that was one of our places to go. And so after losing her, I kind of dove into exercise, right? And I've always been someone who liked exercise necessarily for changing my body, not mental state.
Right.
And so this time I went in thinking I was going in to be like, okay, I'm going to get fine, fit, blah, blah, blah. I'm changing my mind. I'm doing other things. And really, I found myself healing. I found myself engaging in a space of not always focusing on, I don't know who I am anymore, or what's happened in my life, or our kids will never grow up together. Like, these are things that were flowing through my mind. And so it kind of took me out of that space every time I went to the gym. And so
it created that safe space for you.
Safe space.
Yes.
But had I known this initially, I probably would have tried a couple of more self-care practices versus stumbling and falling into that as my healing journey. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, because I think you made a good point. Like, we have to find what works for us.
Yes, for sure.
And like what's good for you, and not just like, because sometimes it's like, oh, like you said, try this with this person. Oh, come over here and you're this person. And at this point, you're kind of lost, and you're just like, okay, let me try it. It might work. Let me go over here. And so really taking the time to really see, like, what do I like?
What do I like?
What works for me, I think is definitely important.
It's self-discovery.
Yeah, it's
embracing that.
Yes. Safe spaces. Yes. So you have a community.
Yes.
In the community, is that what the community does? Is it creating that safe space for women to be able to have a place to share and just feel comfortable?
Absolutely. Okay. It is coming with the mask off, whether you got a full face of makeup or not. It is coming with the mask off. I remember one of the last events we had, one of our, I call them Jolie Bays, because Jolie means beautiful, so it's Beautiful Bay. One of the things that she said was, and she started tearing up, and it really melted my heart, because I never know what people are going to receive, because it's not for me to tell you what to receive. It's for what you need to receive. Yes. And you just need to be open to receiving whatever that is, because you don't know what that is. And so one of the things she said was, I don't mean this in a negative way, but I really thought I was walking into something that was going to be more superficial. We take pictures, we have the girlfriends, we cheers, we eat. And she was like, I really took something away that I needed for myself, and she wrote down and did our little exercise and stuff. And I was like, that meant a lot, because a lot of events, and I'm not saying superficial as in a bad way. We like our photo ops. We like to be cute, okay? Right. That is a part of it. Everything. We want to post, people want to know how you're doing, what's your behind the scenes, what's your life like. But there's a time when it's like, you know what, let's turn that off and push the highlight reel to the side, right? How you really doing when you lay down at night, when all that stuff turns off, and not to say that you have to get that deep when you come into the community. Some of the ladies love to just be there because they like the energy of knowing that I'm surrounded by just authentic, genuine women. I don't have anything to say. I just want to be here. I've had women that just receive just being in the space. Yeah. And then some come to connect, because you're not just coming in saying, hey, my name is such and such. I am a business this and I this and that. You're coming in, right.
I love those.
Right. You're coming in and you're like, I actually got to meet you, and what do you do? And now we can build an authentic connection for business, so it's really open to what women are receiving. But the most beneficial thing is, I think, being genuine with yourself. Yes. That's what it is.
Yes. I attended last week. I had the privilege of attending the women's business conference here in Houston. And so that was one of the main things when I stepped into one of the rooms, that one of the keynote speakers, she was talking about love is a business. Mm-hmm. And so I love that, because if you lead with love, I feel like everything else falls into place.
Yes.
So like, we come in with an open heart and open mind into these spaces. We leave with something more than what we came for, and something more than what we thought we were going to get. So I love that. Because it's not often that women can get together and it be positive.
Right.
And so I think you kind of leading that really helps women engage more and be like, okay, well, this is a positive space. This is a safe space. Like,
right.
They're really not looking at me crazy. They're really not worried about what I have on. All the things that women worry about, when we're out and about. So I definitely love that. The affirmation coach. I know the minds are wondering, how do we come up with that?
Affirmation coach. Well, because I had to shift my own language. I had to change what I was saying to myself. And I was like, it worked. It worked for me. I am the most confident I have ever been in my life. I feel empowered. I feel amazing. I love life again. And so when I went and met with my mentor, gotta have a mentor. All right.
Yes.
I went and met with her, and we were like, you need a name, because people keep asking me, what do you do? And when I would say this long drawn out, it was like, oh, okay, so you're like a life coach. And I'm like, no, I'm not a life coach. And I also kind of shied away from titles, because I was like, I don't want you to know me as a title. Just, I'm Lora. Okay, let's just love on each other.
Category.
It does. It boxes you. But then she was like, what about affirmation coach? I said, you know what? I can work with that. I'm creating affirmations. I'm talking about speaking over your life. I was like,
every day.
we can actually say that's what it is. And so that's how we came up with it. She kind of put it out there, and it took me a minute to take it, because I promise I did not want a title. Like, I'm like, I don't want a title. Author is cool, because that's writing a book or something like that. But to put a title on what I'm doing is like, I'm just showing up, turning on videos, having link ups with girls, with women, and just having a good time.
Right.
But I do understand that we as humans need to know what exactly what do you do, and what does that mean? Oh, okay.
Right.
Now I can kind of receive something more from you, because now I know what I'm looking from from you. So that's what we came up with, affirmation coach.
They're expecting something now. Now they know what they're expecting.
Exactly.
Like, are you going to tell me something today?
Right.
So your one-on-one sessions, if someone wanted to sign up for your one-on-one sessions, wanted you to coach them, what would they get in those sessions?
Now, I don't do the one-on-one.
Don't do one-on-one.
I don't.
Do group?
I do the group.
Okay.
The group is what we do. And that's technically, it is just the Jolie Bay community.
Oh,
I don't do like book the group, book the one-on-one. I've thought about it. I've thought about it, and I just like building the community and having events. Maybe later, like you said, but we are moving into retreats, wellness retreats and things like that. So the one-on-one is just not really where I was being led to go.
And I want to hone in on that for a second. Like, being led, like, sometimes we fall into, oh, well, she's doing it, or she's doing it. Oh, I need to do that. And so doing what's right for you, like what you feel is right. I love that. I love that you said that, because a lot of times it's like, you want to follow the trend because it's trendy, and everybody's doing it, but just slow down and be in your own lane.
Be in your lane.
Just be in your
Let it unfold. If it don't feel right, don't do it. And that's not to say you're not going to get uncomfortable. Now, we're going to get uncomfortable. That's a part of the process. But you know the difference between getting uncomfortable and doing what you're led to do, and doing things that you feel like you're forcing.
Exactly.
Two different things.
So, truth speaker.
Yes.
I saw that in your bio. How do we come up with that? I know I watched a couple of your videos. Tell the people what the truth speaker is.
So, I can get a little raw. Okay. I'm turning on right now the clean version. I'm
you don't gotta keep it clean,
because I don't know if you're gonna be bleep bleep bleep.
No, we don't bleep anything out.
And let me tell you. So I dropped the F-bomb. I'm shit. My kids know shit left and right. They're like, they were raised with shit. Okay. But the reason I think it began to shift is because sometimes we need that shock factor to be like, oh, wait, what did you just say? Because I know it shocks me sometimes, my own self, when it comes out of my mouth and I'm listening. I'm like, well, what the hell was I just talking about? But then it's like, now I'm honing in on what the message is, so I have a tendency to get a little raw with it, and I speak what comes to my mind. All right. I slow down. I say what comes to my mind. Is it always right? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just speaking my truth. Right. And is it going to stay the same? I don't know. It may change because I'm evolving every day. Yeah. Right. So what I believed in, what I said yesterday, and you're going to say, well, you said this yesterday. Well, that's what I felt yesterday. Right. Today it's different. This. Okay. I learned something different about that. Let me clean it up. Yeah. So that's the type of truth speaking that it is. It's like, so many people want to judge. You're quick to point the finger. You're quick to judge, quick to try to downplay somebody, but you're not quick to step up to that position, that role, right? You want to drag somebody down to where you are versus step up to what it takes. And yeah, it can feel uncomfortable sometimes, but I'm willing to take that chance. Okay. Right. Bet on yourself.
And I think like anything, you have to be a risk taker. You have to be willing to take a chance. Somebody has to do it. But you're right. You always have those people that are like, oh, that's what you're doing. Or,
right. Right.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Funny story. I even got a call one time and said, you get more people or you get more bees with honey. And I was asked or told, you might want to tone down how you talk because your aura is just so much love and light. But sometimes when you talk and you say what you say with your cuss words and stuff, it doesn't give that off. And I was like, oh, okay, I appreciate you reaching out to me and stuff. And, keep watching.
Right.
Keep watching.
Maybe I'll take what you said into consideration.
At the end of the day, if you don't like it, then you're not my tribe.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I've had people say, oh, you need to sit up straight. You need to do this. This is my podcast. So I'm going to do what I want to do. Right. But I thank you for the advice. Right. So I definitely understand where you are.
Yeah.
People have an opinion.
They have an opinion.
It's up to us to say, okay, I want to do that, or no, I don't want to do that. And sometimes your opinions aren't warranted. Like, we don't need them, guys.
Right.
Some things are better left unsaid.
And when you put yourself out there in the forefront, you already know it's a part of it. So just be prepared for it. Yeah. And sometimes you're not prepared for it when you're just starting. I'm talking to probably the entrepreneurs or people that's trying to start getting in front of the cameras real quick. Side note, prepare yourself for all of the backlash. The comments, all that. It's just what it is. It's going to happen. It
comes with the territory.
It does, but it also builds you up,
Mm-hmm. So it makes you go harder, though.
It does.
It gives you that, I don't know.
Yes, it does.
I don't know if that's a Black woman thing or what.
It might be.
Oh, that's what you think? Okay, I'm gonna gas a little more.
Right.
Okay. So I know it just gives me that little fire. Okay, I'm going.
You want to add no more fire up underneath?
Right.
Yeah, I'll take the fire. And it's like, oh snap! I can tell. Is you talking to me? Yes. Okay. I'm coming for you in a good, positive, uplifting, encouraging way, and you're just gonna receive it either way with. Fuck or not, right. With the words that I express or not. If not,
I think people that curse, man, my husband always say, people that curse are the most honest, real, genuine people.
It's just a word.
You how it is.
Yes.
Who really made cuss words anyway?
Right.
Offended over everything.
Everything.
Over every
That's how I feel.
I know. It's crazy. I mean, we have a marriage podcast and we talk about everything on there. Can't believe y'all are talking about that. But it's real. Y'all want us to get on here and give you the real, or you want us to give you.
That's why you're here watching, right? That's why you're here watching. Exactly. You have a comment, so now you're thinking. There's seeds that's been planted, right? So there's things that sparked within you that triggered for you to want to say something.
Right.
So to me, that seed's planted at the end of the day. Exactly. Receive it.
Exactly. Let's talk about balance. Balancing it all. Mom, entrepreneur, wife, all the things. How do you do it, girl? Let us know.
Let me breathe on that real quick. We would say inhale and exhale. Okay. So I actually have an event coming up June 23rd, the Selfish Social Hour. And the topic of discussion is, I'm tired.
Oh, wow.
I'm tired. Okay. I was literally cooking dinner the other night and I just did a video about this to promote it. And I was cooking dinner and all of a sudden my mind just told me, fuck, I'm tired. I'm tired. It has been one thing after another for the past month or so. And so balance looks different for everybody. Mm-hmm. Sometimes balance is receiving love from your kids in that moment. I can't say I'm receiving love from my kids and I'm hustling hard at work. It don't work like that. My balance at that moment might be today I'm taking a day off. I'm rested right now and I'm receiving love from my kids. I'm enjoying watching them do their sports, And then sometimes it's hey, kids, I'm on the computer. Leave me alone. Right? And so it looks different every day. And you just got to feel what's right for you, because it is sometimes I'm like, dang, my kids is tugging at me. And I'm like, but yesterday I was with you all day. Right? So you have to know for yourself. That's not something that I can just say, hey, this is what balance looks like. Yes. Right? Because sometimes I don't know how I do it. All right.
It's the superpower.
It's just in you. Yeah. It is that what is that whole, everything you need is all within you. That's what balance is. Knowing that everything you need is all within you. Yes. And being very self-aware and mindful of what you need in that moment.
Wow. That was her reel right there, guys. She said a whole word. Hey, take that, because it looks different for everybody, because you may be married, you may not be married, like all the things. So you have to kind of factor in what works for you. Your wedding anniversary, you just celebrated your wedding anniversary,
Yes,
right?
yes, May
Tell the
31st.
people how long you've been married.
Oh my gosh, 21 years.
Whoa.
21 years. I got married at 22, very young, to me, when I think back. So there was a lot of growing to do, and we're still going.
I love it, but you're doing it together.
Yeah.
That's what's most important.
Yeah.
Your brand, how does your husband and your kids fit into your brand? Are they involved in the brand, or are they kind of like,
well,
do your thing, mom?
That's the other. I told you I almost brought my daughter today because she's like, she actually started the my little YouTube today, and I was like, you know what, grab the camera, maybe and catch me. So she actually has her own affirmation cards too, called I Am a Vibe. And those were for like the younger girls. And now she's like, Mom, I want to do another set because she's going to 6th grade. So she's like, I love those, but those are for the younger. So I'm like, so that's you helping the ones underneath you. And then now you're going into middle school and you're wanting to affirm yourself in this space. So no, they're a part of it.
Yeah. I love it. I love that you're helping her tap into her creative mind.
Yes.
A lot of parents struggle with that.
Yeah.
And so I love that you're letting her just come up with her own ideas and do that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Legacy. Let's talk legacy. So what do you see in the future for your brand? As far as your daughter, do you want her to kind of take it on later, or how do you kind of want this to keep going?
She's totally stepping in, and so will my son. He wants to actually create his affirmation cards as well, and I think the young Black boys need it as well. And so we always are affirming. We have recently created our own little sign. This is the bull. Could sounds like something bad, but this is for him to charge the basketball because he plays basketball. So I'm always affirming him because he's kind of like the underdog right now, but he's the tallest, right? You know, they look at you, you're tall. You should know how to play basketball all the way. And it's like he's the underdog because he's 9, so tall, and trying to understand his limbs. So I'm always affirming him. So I just haven't had time to help him yet, but I'm always getting asked for the, when are you going to do it for the boys? So that is coming. Definitely want my kids to grow this, continue to grow this. This is something that it's already legacy after the loss of my sister. Yes. She's a part of this right now. We were supposed to be in partnership for real estate. She was trying to teach me the real estate world, and I just couldn't catch on quick enough during the time frame of when we decided to do that and her passing. And so we're in legacy phase right now, just keeping her name alive, knowing that she fuels me every day. And it helps me fuel my kids, fuel those around me. And the crazy thing is my daughter actually has a relationship with my sister and has never met her. She cries about her. Wow. She feels her, like every time we go for the grave site and everything, like she's like, I know she would have been TikToking with me. Like she actually creates these mental images and these visuals about how it would have been had she been here. And so we're in legacy phase already.
How does that make you feel?
Oh my gosh.
When she tells you about those visions.
It's crazy because it's nonstop. It's like she is completely there with her. And most people say that they look alike. So her first name, Miranda, is my sister's middle name. And so everybody's like, you know, that's Latrice. I'm like, I do, because that little sassy mouse, us getting together, I'm like, she's my bestie, but baby, I'm like, I do feel like it is me and you, Latrice. Like, what are you're coming through this? What is it? So definitely seeing the business continue to grow. Now, I know I promote selfish, and it's all about me and everything's empowering yourself. But that means that I'm able to pour into my family even more. Right? Because a lot of people are like, how you promote selfish? And you got a husband and you got kids. And it's like, you know, we think selfish is egotistical. And that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about being empowered within ourselves so that we can help those in our space.
Yeah, because in order to be the best version of you, you have to be empowered.
You do.
To do that. I can't, if I'm not at 100% or at least at 90, I can't do anything for my family and my, you know, your kids.
We try.
You try.
We try.
But
that's burnout is real.
Be as effective as you would be if, you know, you were empowered. I love that. I love it. Oh my God. Your daughter, I watched, I think you had a reel with her. She created her own little reel with
She's
the
on
cards.
TikTok, yes.
Yes.
She creates her own stuff, by
I
the
thought
way.
she was older. And I was like, oh, 6th grade. Oh yeah, she's on it. She's on it. She's already a little entrepreneur.
Yes.
So for any women who are trying to maybe start their brands, or maybe they have a story that they want to tell, what advice would you have for them?
I would say, you know, whatever space you're in right now, be that and show up as that. Turn on the camera and do it. Get you a mentor, for sure. You definitely want a mentor. My mentor has helped me from day one after losing my sister. And you want to be around people that are doing the things that you want to do. Okay? That is number one. If you're hanging around people that are not, then you're not going to get it done. You're going to continue doing the same old pattern. You're stepping into a new space in entrepreneurship or building your business, building your brand. So you have to go into that lane of things. Mm-hmm. And that sometimes is letting some people fall off, right? That sometimes is being in solitude, being by yourself so you can hear your own thoughts, be still, hear your own thoughts and make decisions for yourself versus being influenced by everybody else.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing is don't be afraid because we're all just figuring shit out as we go.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Y'all wouldn't believe it. People don't realize how much research goes into things too. Like you don't just jump out there. Like there's some work that you have to do.
It is.
Behind the scenes. And so when you see people on video and we see the brand, there's some work that went on behind the brand. And she said something key. She has a mentor.
Yeah.
And so you need to get a mentor. Somebody has already done it. So why create?
Right.
Why recreate the wheel when they've already done it? You can take it and then add your own twist on it.
Yes. I wanted to add to that research.
Yeah.
There's definitely research behind it. But sometimes you can fall into the research so much in the beginning that you never get started.
Yes.
So that's why I say turn on the camera and then the creative juices will begin to flow. Mm-hmm. Then that's when you start thinking and the questions and then the right people start coming. And then you start realizing, well, this is what I need to look more into. Mm-hmm. So sometimes if you start with research first, you get lost and then you're so overwhelmed by it that you won't start.
I definitely agree. I told myself last year, I said, I'm not making another damn vision board. I'm not making any more damn vision boards. No, because I need to focus on what is on these vision boards already.
Right.
Because you find yourself like every year recreating a vision board. And it's like, damn, I haven't even did half of the shit that's on this one. So what?
I tell you what, I've never really been into vision boards, but my sister did have a vision board. That is the only vision board that I have. It's her vision board that was left behind. One of the things I do is more like, I like to kind of rewrite stuff out every day. I make a check mark and then it's like I'm flipping the page. I also have notebooks as well. Yes. But I rewrite most things every day. And by doing that, it feels good because I'm able to see what I'm checking off.
Yes.
The vision board is more so long-term. So it's fun to have up and you see and it's like boom, boom, boom when you can get there. But sometimes it feels like it's so far that it just overwhelms you once again. Mm-hmm. And it's like, break it down into the bite size. What you need to do today.
Right.
Get intentional about your week and then break it down into today. Okay. And then you'll find yourself on that vision board, like that was it. I made it, you know?
Yeah, no. Like she said, some of the stuff that we put on the vision board is like long-term stuff. It's not stuff. So I think you can motivate yourself a little more when you do break it down. And, she has notebooks, guys. We're going to talk about more of the products that you have. So let's talk about all the products that you have available.
Okay.
So go with purpose.
Okay, well.
We'll have those links in the description for y'all.
Yes. So I have like the self-love shirts. Today I'm representing because I have events coming up. So ask me about the selfish experience. Mm-hmm. Obviously, promo. That's another one for you. Right. Walk around branding yourself. You don't always have to be this glamorous thing. I like to come out glamorous, but I also like to brand. Ask me about the selfish experience. That's what's going to make me glamorous. Okay.
Right.
So I have shirts that say self-love, and basically you're a walking affirmation on your shirt. Okay. Mm-hmm. You walk past the mirror, you're affirming yourself. Right. So I have the shirts, I have a few notebooks, I have the affirmation cards, the 3 sets that I spoke about. And I think that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now.
Tell the
Yes.
people where they can find it, the website. We'll have it on the screen.
Yes. JolieEday.com, JolieIde.com. That is my website. You can find it there. You can also find it on Instagram at JolieEday, at JolieIde, or if you're following me, Lora Rosemon, LoraRosemon _. All of those links are in the Instagram as well. I also want to say, follow me on YouTube. Okay, that's where
she has a YouTube channel, guys. Go check it out. I've checked out some of her videos, but her community is there as well, so you guys can go over there and be a part of it.
Yes,
check it out. She has some amazing content. I remember when I first messaged her, I was like, "Oh my God, I've been following you. I love what you're doing." And I went and started checking out all her stuff, which is why I don't have to use my paper over here because I've been doing my research.
Oh, I love it.
So I like to come ready. I'm like, I have so many questions I want to ask her. But the notebook. So what's in the notebook? Is the notebook just?
It's just a basic notebook. It's
Okay.
the dotted. It's really more open for you to do what you want to do inside.
Okay.
I did have a workbook, and I'm in a phase of recreating that. So it's not out. I pulled the one that I have because I want to get even more intentional. You start creating and then you get more creative, and then it's like, this is where I want it to be. So that's why I say you got to start, because what your first thing is, what your first product is, if you saw my affirmation cards from the beginning, you'd be like, oh, this is where you started. Interesting, right? But I had to start, so I pulled the workbook, but look forward to that as well. But the notebook is just on the cover. It may say like the self-love, self-worth, self-discovery. One of them says, what's my favorite one? Shit. I can't remember what it is. It's at the top of my head. I'm looking right at it. We'll come back to it. It's going to come to me when I'm not thinking about it.
So she's a Louisiana girl. I heard her say that in a couple of the things that she was talking about. So which part of Louisiana are you from?
Lafayette, Opelousas. Like I said, don't ask me about that. We got to get my mama on here to talk about that.
Not say the right thing.
Yeah,
she's gonna see this episode because it's gonna be on.
But hey, the small town on the way to Louisiana, Raywood, Liberty, Dayton, Texas. If you know what that is, that's where I was raised in Liberty, Texas. Or I grew up. Born in Liberty. So the little small, tiny country towns on the way to Louisiana is what I know. Move any further, it's like mom, uncle. Yeah. Somebody got to tell me my surroundings. I'm H-Town.
She gonna get you.
H-Town. Hey, that's okay. I tell you.
She gonna be like, wait, what? You don't know nothing?
I can only tell you what I know, and that is all right with me. It's all right.
So were you and your sister the only two?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now it's just you.
It's just me, and she was the oldest. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're adapting now to just being by yourself.
Yeah.
So at what age did she pass away? Because I'm thinking
32.
Oh, 32.
Yeah, 2011.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
At the age of 32.
And so y'all are 2 years apart?
2 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm trying to make sure I got hit all the points I want to hit. Goals. So what are your goals moving forward? I want the selfish experience. Where can they go and find info about that?
All of that is on my site as well. I also have a selfish experience _HTX page that is specifically for the events. So you can go on there on Instagram and you'll see we have our 3-month lineup right now, which is, like I said, June 23rd is the one for this month. And we have July, August, and we'll be expanding that out, but we don't want to put too much out there that it overwhelms you. So you can go on there and see all of the events that we have there. Like I said, wellness is coming up. The wellness retreat probably will be 2024. And we might, take it in flight next. So that's what we're doing.
I like that. So do you find that your community is growing?
Yes.
Are people starting to bring more people in?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Once you experience it for yourself, you're kind of like,
I'm gonna have to come experience one.
Yes.
This one that's coming up is on the 23rd. It's gonna be
Friday. It's a Friday.
In the Woodlands.
Woodlands.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in the Woodlands. It's gonna be in the Woodlands. I'm gonna check that one out. I don't think I have anything on that day, but I may check that one out.
That one's a Friday selfish social hour. July and August are going to be Sunday events at the same location. So those are like our selfish Sunday fun day out.
Okay.
So different vibes, different times. Right.
But I just want to say personally, thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Yes.
I definitely appreciate it. You coming and sitting through the heat, guys, because it's hot in here. But I like to take this part of the show to kind of turn it around and let you ask me questions.
Okay.
So this is the time where I like to do that. So
I love it.
Questions for me.
Yes. First of all, the title "Allow Yourself Grace" spoke to me. So where did that come from?
First of all, I was playing with the idea of starting a podcast on my own, doing stuff on my own, because I'm so used to doing stuff with my husband, and now I'm like, God is like tugging on me to like do stuff, and I'm like, wow.